Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for Sahaja Yoga Meditation. We're coming to you from our meditation center here in Dallas. We're just getting settled here. We've got a group of people coming together. And so give us a couple of minutes. About 11:05 we'll start. So if you're watching at home, get settled. In Shreveport, welcome. Settle in, and we'll come right back in just a couple of minutes and get started. So thank you. All right, thank you. Welcome back. We can get started now. This is Sahaja Yoga Meditation. My name is Brad Underwood. I'm a volunteer with this organization. We have classes here in Dallas every Saturday at 11. We live stream now on YouTube, so if you're joining us, we're really glad that you're here with us. And we have a nice group again here that come every week and meet us here in Dallas. So we will spend about the next hour and a half together, and we'll meditate together. We'll have an introduction. We'll have a sort of a series of little events in the next hour and a half. And the idea is that will help you understand what meditation is, become deeper in it, and leave with an experience. Because that's really the most important part of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. It isn't really so much about learning from a book. It's about learning from inside, learning from your own experience. So let's do a little intro if you're joining us for the first time. I don't know if you've seen a chart like this before behind me. What this represents is called our subtle system. So basically, if you're joining us today, you already have built inside of you everything you need to feel balanced, relaxed, whatever issues you're dealing with, wherever you're here to meditate. If it's to slow down your mind or be more productive at work, whatever those things might be, you don't need to find it somewhere else. It's already inside of you. You've already got it. That's what Sahaja actually means, born with you. So we're very beautifully, intricately made inside, every one of us. We all have that in common. We have everything that we need, again, to find meditation and to feel relaxed and to find peace in our lives. And that's what this chart represents behind us. It's called our subtle system. It's also another way to look at this is a sort of a simplification of our autonomous nervous system. So in this subtle system, you can see along the chart, we have what we call energy centers or chakras. They're also, another way to describe them are nerve plexuses of our body. So scientifically, we have these plexuses rising up along our spinal column that that we know about. And they have a function in our lives. They have several functions. They give us physical balance, physical health. They give us mental and emotional balance and health, and also they give us a spiritual balance and health as well. So they're very important, the health of these centers, in our day-to-day life and how we feel. So there are 7 of these rising up along our spinal column again. First one is at the base of our spine. Last one is where our soft spot used to be up here. And additionally, in addition to these 7 centers, we have 3 channels of energy. 3 channels of energy. And there's one on the left side, one on the right side, and one in the center. And these are energy is flowing through us in these channels. So the energy that's coming from this left side is it's the energy of our desire on this left side. So what do we want in life? What do we want to achieve? What do we want to be? Who do we want to be? All of that desire is coming from our left side. It's also the channel of our past. And the channel of our emotional side is this left channel that we have inside of us. The right side, the opposite side, the yellow line that you see on the chart, this is our channel of planning and our action side. So left side, what do I want in life? Right side, how am I going to achieve that? What steps do I need to take to achieve the desires that I have in life? So that's the right side. And also our future, the planning, the futuristic side, comes from this right side. So past, future, logically, the center, the middle, that is the present in the middle. And that is where we all want to be. We want to be in the present. We want to be in the moment. We want to be living our lives spontaneously in the moment. We need to have an emotional side. We need to have planning in life. They need to be in a balance. We need a balance so we can be in the center. And we may not feel that balance. We have very busy lives, perhaps. It's hard to not think about what's coming next, what's on our to-do list, maybe. It's hard to sit down and relax. Or perhaps on the other side, more of a left side, it's like the past maybe really dominates our lives. We think a lot about the past, things that have happened, things that we wish had been different. So we're all different in that way. So we kind of are dealing with this subtle system inside of us. Again, we're all made the same. But we're kind of dealing with our own strengths, challenges inside. So again, 7 channels, 7 centers, and 3 channels inside of us. How do we get balanced? How do we get balanced? As I mentioned at the beginning, you have it already. You have it already. It's already built inside of you. And that is an energy in your sacrum bone. So on the chart, there is between the first center and the second center in your sacrum bone at the base of your spine is an energy that every one of us has inside of us. And it's called the Kundalini in Sanskrit, if you've heard that word before. There may be a lot of information out there about Kundalini, but the truth about your Kundalini is that this is a loving, mothering energy that every one of us has inside of us. We all have Kundalini, but your Kundalini only knows you and knows everything about your own system inside. Only knows your system. So if you have strengths, if you have challenges, if you have some imbalances inside, we mentioned maybe you're a person who really has a hard time relaxing. Maybe that's right side is something that kind of dominates, and you're always going. Again, we all have our own individual challenges. Your Kundalini knows exactly what's going on inside of you, and it knows how to help you and wants to help you. Your Kundalini has her own desire. We refer to this energy as a mothering energy because, or as a she with a female pronoun, because of that mothering quality that she has inside. So she wants to rise up. I should say she's in a dormant state at the beginning. In all of us, this is a dormant energy. And this is something that people have known about and talked about since ancient times, that there's this energy inside of us. It's called a sacrum bone because the Greeks understood that there was something special about this. So this is not new information, but we can use it in our modern everyday lives. We can keep our normal life, our day-to-day life, our jobs, our families, and we can connect with this Kundalini. And what this Kundalini does, she rises up when she does awaken up, she rises up along your spinal column, and she nourishes these different centers inside. She gives you what you need, like a mother does. She knows ahead of time what your needs are. She anticipates those needs, and she only gives you what you need. So she rises, she balances out these channels, these centers. She wants you to be a balanced person. She wants you to be in balance. She wants you to be your best. She wants these qualities. Every center, by the way, besides monitoring our physical, mental health and all of that, they have built-in qualities too. She wants these qualities to come out in you, whether you even realize that they're there or not. You have strengths inside of you, and she wants you to be your best. So she rises up. She comes to this point here. I want to mention this center because if you can see on the chart, and also I can sort of show you, these channels come up along our left and right side, and they make a cross here. They cross over at this center here in our forehead. The left side comes up, it crosses over in our mind. All these thoughts of the past are bubbling up in our mind. This forms all the conditionings of our mind. Many things can go into our conditionings from back when we were small. You know, the way that we were raised, the way our parents raised us, things they taught us. There could be good conditionings that we were taught. There might be some things in our past that are conditioned that we identify with that maybe aren't even good for us. We may not even realize these things, but these conditionings are in our mind. The right side comes up. Again, this is our future and action side. It comes up and crosses over and forms in our mind the ego of our mind. So that sense of I-ness that we have, that I'm responsible, I did this, this is mine, that kind of a thing that we get. So all the thoughts that we're getting in our head that are coming to us all day long when we're laying in bed at night trying to fall asleep, these thoughts that are constantly pinging are coming from this left side and this right side. These thoughts are bubbling up, and they're in our mind here. So your energy rises up. Not only is she going to nourish your centers, nourish these channels, automatically bring out these qualities in you. That's something else. This is your autonomous nervous system. So we automatically breathe, our heart beats, automatically we blink, automatically this energy is going to help you without any effort on your part. So the energy rises and then reaches this point. So again, these channels are coming up, left, past, right, future, crossing here. A block gets formed at this center here. So all of this chatter, all this thinking, it's pressing down on this particular chakra here. When your Kundalini reaches this point, she does something else. She soothes and crosses over the center, opens it, and quiets your thoughts automatically too. So if you're looking in meditation for how do I calm my mind, you're in the right place. You came to the right place. And I would say this isn't understood through an app or a book. It's already built inside of you. We're all designed this way. We don't have to, fight with our thoughts. You're made so that you can have a quiet mind. It's just a matter of understanding that, tapping into it, feeling it, experiencing it like we do here. So your energy crosses over here and pushes between your thoughts, creates a space between your thoughts. The thoughts rise and fall, and she helps to elongate the valley between your thoughts. The more you meditate, the more of this energy rises and that quietness in your mind increases. So it's important in this meditation to meditate every day. Just a little bit, 5 to 10 minutes. You want your energy coming up every day so that you can get that nourishment from the inside out, and so you can start to experience that quietness in your mind more and more often, and for longer periods of time. In the beginning, it may just be for a few seconds. You may not even feel that quietness at all. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let that discourage you. It can take some time. It's like planting a seed, and it takes a little time for that seed to grow. Everyone, or imagine how many different types of trees there are. Every tree is different in its own way, and it grows at its own speed. You can't force it. You can't force it to grow any faster. It's going to grow at its own pace, and your Kundalini knows exactly the pace that you need to grow at. So Just relax, let it work out. We say this is an effortless meditation because it works itself out on its own. It's a natural process. That's why it doesn't cost anything. That's why we're a nonprofit. Because, again, you are coming to this class with everything that you already need inside of you. There's nothing to pay for here. So your energy rises, again, and soothes you down. Again, this is your nervous system. Starts to quiet your thoughts and then reaches this point here. There is a term for that you will hear in this meditation, and it's called self-realization. So when your energy reaches here, you achieve that. So the name of our meditation is called Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja, born with you, yoga, connection. You have everything built inside of you to get that connection. It's already inside of you. So that's what self-realization means. When your Kundalini rises up to this point and stays here, reaches this point and exits this point. That gives you that connection, that yoga that you're designed to have, that everyone has the right to have that connection. So when that happens, maybe the first time you meditate, maybe in some time, you start to feel this meditation. Again, we talk about the experience of this meditation. You can start to feel it. You want to start to feel it. This isn't mentally, I believe I have 7 chakras. I believe I have 3 channels. It isn't a mental exercise. It's an experience. So you start to feel for yourself on your hands, on top of your head, this own energy. You may begin to feel something tingling in your fingertips. If you see here on the chart, every finger is color-coded and every chakra is connected back to our hands. So you start to feel for yourself, what are my strengths? What are my challenges? You become empowered. You become your own master. You know where to work, what's going on inside of you, and you can work things out. You can assist this energy. You want to be as balanced. You want to be as balanced as you can be. So it's simpler and easier for you to get into that state of quietness in your mind. When your mind becomes quiet, it's called thoughtless awareness. So when that happens, you are totally aware of your surroundings. You're not sleeping. You're not in a trance. You are aware, but your mind is just quiet. It's a simple thing. And you want to experience that as much as you can in your meditations. And I will tell you, it starts to carry on into your day. You might start to find that you're going about your business and your mind is just quiet automatically and spontaneously, because it is a spontaneous thing. It just rises automatically. So all that is inside of you. That's how this meditation works. We'll have a couple of different sessions today, and we'll have some guided meditation. We'll talk through all of that. So I hope that helps explain how this works. It's all built inside of you. There is a little key, and that is your desire. That is your desire for it to work. If it's something you're not interested in, that's fine. This isn't for everybody, but if it's something that you want, then this energy will start to work for you. It's that simple. All right, so that's the intro. I wanted to just talk for a few minutes before we get into our first meditation. Last week, we talked about how in order to find peace in the world, which sometimes that seems like a challenge, there are so many different issues going on. Where do we even begin? Where do we even begin? And we talked about there is a place to begin. There is an answer to that question, and that is to begin with ourselves, to begin inside. We can't really achieve peace in our societies, our communities, even in our families if we aren't peaceful inside ourselves. And I wanted to just expand on that just a little bit and talk about that why finding peace within ourselves helps people around us. So that goes back to this particular center right here in our throat. So we have the center here, and the quality of the center, there are several, but one of them is collectivity. What does collectivity mean? It means a oneness with other people, a connection with other people, community, a feeling of brotherhood with people. And I'm bringing this up because I just want to speak briefly to all the Americans watching today. Because this center, the qualities that this country was founded on are the qualities of the center. The qualities of the center. So the founders of this country, they had a motto. It was called E pluribus unum. I'm sure you've all heard that. It's actually on our penny. And the meaning of that is from many, one. So Abraham Lincoln and Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, not Abraham Lincoln, but the earlier founders, Abraham Lincoln comes later, they they wrote that. They wanted that to be the understanding of what this country stands for. That sense of oneness. We're all in this together. And our Constitution, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, that was written at the founding of this country too. Abraham Lincoln came along. He's on the other side of the penny and gave his life for that ideal, that we need to be one, we're all equal. So these are, it goes more recently, Martin Luther King, another perfect example of those ideals embodied in a human being. And it comes from here, these qualities that we have. So I'm saying this because if we talk about how do we solve the issues in our society, in our community, America plays an important role in that. So as Americans, we do have a responsibility, and I just want to kind of put that in people's minds, that idea that I'm going to start with myself, find peace inside of myself so that it can go and spread out. Because whether we like it or not, the world is watching what we're doing. The world watches us. Good, bad, ugly, the world is watching. So we need to be aware of how we're behaving. If we can find that peace inside, then, and I'm talking individual, I'm talking we the people, I'm not talking governments, political parties, or leaders, I'm talking about us, then the world will see that. And they'll see that. So if we can get our self-realization, understand it, develop it, let it grow, it will spread around the world. I've had a little bit of the fortune of doing a little bit of international travel, and I've been, to a few different countries. So Mexico City, Shanghai, Milan, Mumbai, Melbourne. There's one thing in common everywhere I went. Does anybody know what that might be? There's something that you find in every one of these countries. Any guesses? Stress, perhaps? Yes, there are all countries. The thing that I found that surprised me in every one of these places so diverse was American music playing in lobbies, in taxis, in stores. Just giving you an example of how the influence of this country fans out across the entire world. So there is that responsibility there. And why? Why does everything get permeated around? That's another quality here. So we use the elements in our meditation. We'll do a foot soak here in a minute, the earth and the water. There's another element, it's called the ether element, and that is the quality of here. And so think about the things that come from this country. So Facebook, Twitter, all of these communication channels that are rising from this country. Hollywood, the music industry. Again, there might be good there, maybe there isn't. Maybe there isn't. So we need to take up that responsibility that we want good things to come from this country. We can change the world. We can do that. We have that special quality. These qualities are part of the foundation of this country. So I just wanted to sort of put that out there as a thing to think about. When we think about, why am I doing this? I'm doing this for myself, but I'm doing it for the greater good as well. All right. So why don't we start our first meditation? So if you're watching from home, if you're watching from Shreveport, again, welcome. We will have a first meditation, and in that meditation, we're going to do what we call foot soaking. So you might be familiar with this. We need to, in our center here, prepare those foot soak bowls. So what we're going to do is just take a quick break. We'll be right back. We just want to get our bowls ready. We're going to come back, and then we'll have this first round of meditation. So just sit tight, relax. We'll be right back, and we'll see you in a minute. Thanks. All right, thank you. Welcome back. We're ready to start our first round of meditation. And again, in our Dallas center here, we have an extra added element or elements. Well, it's called a foot soak. And I think there was a slide up on screen kind of demonstrating how that works. I do want to say, if you're watching from Dallas, we're so glad that you're watching us online. But if you get an opportunity to come to our center, do. Because there's a lot of people here. It's a more collective experience, speaking of collectivity. And you get to have this experience of the foot soaking too. So we're glad you're online. But if you can get an opportunity, please come to our center. And you can go to dfwmeditation.com and see the exact address. So we're going to start our foot soak. I've got everything I need here. I've got a tub full of lukewarm water with a spoonful of salt. Any kind of salt works. A cup full of water, fresh water, just to rinse my feet when I'm done, and then some paper towels to dry my feet. So I'll guide and lead this meditation. If you don't have a foot soak at home, you don't need it. Just sit comfortably, put both your feet flat on the ground. It's that simple. I'll walk you through really quickly how we're going to proceed through this meditation. We use our hands a lot in Sahaja Yoga because we have this desire on our left and this action on our right. So we're going to put our right hand on the left side of our body at these different points. So first we put our hand over our heart, and then underneath our rib cage, and then on our hip level here, and then back underneath our rib cage, and then back on our heart. And then this one we talked about, this important center here in our throat, we're going to put our right hand on the left side of our neck like this. Then we put our hand across our forehead this way. We'll put our hand on the back of our head. We'll lift our head up. We'll keep our eyes closed like this. And then for the last one, the last center we talked about, the one in the chart, you can see all the colors up here. We're going to put the palm of our right hand right on top of our head like this and stretch our fingers away from each other. So I'm not grabbing onto my head. I've got my fingers stretched apart. Okay, one more quick thing, and that is we always begin our meditation and end our meditation, whether we're foot soaking or whether we're here in the center or at home, wherever you might be. We raise our energy together. We raise our energy. And we can do that together as well, and I'll show you how that works. Just follow along. If it's not perfect, don't worry, you'll get it. Left hand, you just point the palm of your left hand towards your body, about where your sacrum bone is located, so at the base of your spine. Your right hand goes in between your left hand and your body, and you start to rotate outwardly over your left hand. Then both hands start to rise to the top of your head, and you tie a knot, a big knot on top of your head. This is raising your kundalini. You want your kundalini to come up, your kundalini rises, and you want it to stay up here. So we do that a second time. Second time, both hands come up. We tie two big knots on the top of our head. Third one, we do it a third time. Both hands come up, 3 knots the third time. All right. Second step. For each one of these centers that we have, these plexuses in our body, we put a shield over ourselves. It's called a bandhan, called it an arch, a rainbow. We put our left hand at our hip level, right hand starts there. And you just put your hand way up and over your body and then all the way back. So over and back is 1. And then you do that a total of 7 times. 1 for each center. If you know where they're located, you just put your attention on each one. Let your attention rise up your spine on each one of these centers. So at the end, your attention is at the top of your head. And then we can put our feet in the water. So we can settle into our chairs, relax, open up our palms on our lap. Palms just stay open. Eyes are closed. If you're wearing glasses, you can take your glasses off. Let's just take a minute, relax, settle into your chair again, be relaxed. There's no need to hold particular poses in your hands and your body. Just be comfortable. You're made for this. It will work. Release any tension you might feel. Your eyes are gently closed. Your eyebrows and forehead, relax. Relax them. Your face and neck are relaxed and soft. The skin is soft. Release any tension in your shoulders, in your arms. Let them be loose. And same with your legs. Release any muscle tension in your legs. Let them be loose as well. And whether you're foot soaking or at home, not foot soaking, just keep your feet flat on the ground in the bowl or outside and keep them apart from each other. So we want to take our right hand now, put our right hand over our heart. Put our hand over our heart on the left side. So we want to begin our meditation with that key that we talked about, that key that helps to unlock this Kundalini inside of us, and that is our own personal desire. The desire to experience this meditation, to feel that comfort of this energy. This is a comforting energy. To have this own personal experience for yourself. It isn't something that anybody can force on you. Just in nature, again, nature can't be forced. This can't be forced. It's your own desire that instigates this, that your energy responds to that desire. So we just want to express that very, very simply in our heart as we begin. Please may I experience this meditation. My heart and mind are open. I want to feel it for myself. It's that simple. Just say that in your heart. Please may I feel the peace of this meditation for myself, my own energy. Your energy loves you. Please may I feel that for myself. And then, with our attention here, still on our heart, we'll ask a question 3 times in our heart. Am I the Spirit? Am I the Spirit? 3 times in your heart. Am I the Spirit? We can move our hand now to our upper abdomen, right underneath your rib cage. Just press your hand here. You do want to press your hand gently at these different points. Feel that gentle pressure and put your attention where you feel that. We're putting our attention on these different centers. Here we ask a second question. Am I my own master? Am I my own master? 3 times. Just in your heart. Am I my own master? Let's take our hand now, move it to the lower part of our abdomen. So right about hip level, press your hand here gently. Again, feel that pressure and put your attention here. This is the second energy center on the left side. So again, these centers are vital to our physical, mental, emotional health. We want them to be balanced, healthy, and we want to imbibe, to manifest the qualities of these centers when they are healthy. That happens automatically. So the quality here where your hand is, the quality of this center is knowledge. To receive that quality, this is very natural, very simple, not complicated. We just ask for it. For any of these qualities, we just ask for them. And what we're asking, who we're asking our own energy. We're asking this mothering energy to nourish this center so I can feel this quality, so I can manifest it fully, automatically. So here, 6 times in our heart, we can ask, Mother Energy, please may I have pure knowledge. Mother Energy, please may I have pure knowledge. 6 times. Say that in your heart. Mother Energy, please may I have pure knowledge. Pure knowledge is positive knowledge. It's good for us. So please may I have pure knowledge. We ask 6 times because this center has 6 petals to it. We can move our hand now back under our rib cage. We asked a question here, a deep question about ourselves. Am I my own master? Do I have control over myself? Can I learn from my mistakes? Can I better myself? Can I change? And the answer is yes, to all of those things we can improve. We can change. We are our own master. That is a built-in quality too. So we want to affirm that. We want to say that with confidence in ourselves. So here it's 10 times. 10 times in your heart, we can say very simply, I am my own master. I am my own master. Believe in yourself. I am my own master. I can look out for myself. I can guide myself. I can teach myself. I am my own master. Let's put our hand now back over our heart. We asked the question here, am I the spirit? So, a fundamental truth about every one of us, inside of our heart, literally inside of our heart, our beating heart, resides the spirit. In every one of us. And the spirit is a reflection of the divine in all of us. Something we all have in common, no matter where you're from, what you look like, what your religion may be. We are all the spirit inside. We're all connected in that way. So let's affirm that with confidence in ourselves. Let's say that in our heart 12 times, 12 petals to this chakra, to this center. Say it with confidence, with love towards yourself. I am pure spirit. I am pure spirit. I am pure spirit in your heart, deep inside your heart. 12 times. We'll take our hand now. We're putting our right hand on the left side of our neck. Turn your head to the right. This way, you can put your hand right in the corner where your neck and shoulder meet. You want your hand right there. Squeeze gently here. Apply that gentle pressure again. Put your attention here. We talked about left, right, and center. We want to be in the center. We want to be in the center because that is where we grow. That is the channel of the present, but also of our personal evolution in life, of our ascent. That is the central channel. So you don't want to be living in the future or in the past. I say that because if we are holding on to the past, in particular, if we feel guilty about something that's happened in the past, it accumulates right here at this point where your hand is. And that makes our personal growth, that automatic transformation that takes place in us, it makes it more challenging. So our job is to let that go. Assist our own energy by letting that go. Assist your own energy. So here, 16 times in your heart, very simply, we can say, Mother Energy, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Say that and believe that. And let go of this burden. Mother, I am not guilty at all. 16 times. From your heart. Let's take our hand now and put our hand across our forehead. We can bend our head down. Let your head rest on your palm. You can gently squeeze from both sides of your hand, your fingers and your palm. Just apply again that gentle pressure. Put your attention here. There's a power here built inside of all of us that we need to utilize. We need to take advantage of this. Inside of us, right here, is the quality of forgiveness. We want to forgive. We need to let go. Because when we forgive, then when our kundalini, when our energy, this mother energy reaches this point, again, there's all that pressure there, all that blockage, all that thinking. Forgiving, when we forgive, our kundalini can cross through, can cross over the center and begin to give us that peace in our mind. So here, without thinking of any particular person or any specific situation from the past, just unconditionally from your heart, for your own good, for your own benefit, not for the benefit of others, for you, we can say, I forgive everyone and myself. I forgive everyone and myself. Just a blanket forgiveness. I forgive everyone. I forgive myself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Forgive. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. We can take our right hand now, put it on the back of our head. We'll lift our head up. Keep our eyes closed, but lift your head up. So here, this is the same center, the same quality of forgiveness. Here on the back of our head, at the back point of the center, we humble our hearts and say, "O Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes that I've made. Consciously, unconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly, please forgive me. O Divine, please forgive me." We want all of this to, we want to let go of all of this. We want it all to dissolve. Now, finally, we can take our right hand Stretch all our fingers apart. Place the palm of our right hand at the very top of our head. We can bend our head down a little bit again here. And again, apply that gentle pressure. Feel your hand pressing against the crown of your head. Put your attention here. Have that desire in your heart that you want to feel this meditation. And we're going to massage our scalp with our palm. We're going to massage our scalp in a clockwise circular motion. And to do that, we'll move our hand against our scalp over to the left, down to the front, over to the right, and then all the way back. So left, front, right, back. That's the circle that you're making. We're going to make 7. Make them nice and slow with all your attention, intention, your desire here. Every time you make a circle, just ask in your heart, Mother Energy, Mother, please may I have my self-realization. Mother, please may I have my self-realization. 7 times. Again, this is all built inside of you. It's yours for the asking. Every one of us has this inside. So 7 times, 7 circles, all of your heart. Mother, please may I have my self-realization. When you finish doing that, you can gently or slowly put your hand back on your lap. We'll keep our eyes closed for just a moment. Just relax into your chair. Eyes closed. See if you can just keep your attention at the top of your head with that desire in your heart, just for a moment or two. Let's raise both of our palms up. Keep our eyes closed. Just raise both of our palms up to the level of our heart. Just keep your palms open and just let your attention move to your palms, to your hands. Just try to observe. Observe your palms. We can ask in our heart, please may I feel my own energy on my hands. We can ask that in our heart 3 times. Just honestly, with an open heart, please may I feel my own energy on my hands. Please may I feel my own energy on my hands. Just observe, make a mental note. If you do feel anything, we can put our hands back on our lap now. We'll open our eyes and we will end our meditation by raising our energy 3 times. 1 knot, then 2 knots, then the 3rd time, 3 knots. And then the 7 shields, the 7 bandhans, 1 for each center. So here in Dallas, we're going to rinse our feet, put our foot soak tubs away. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back in a few minutes and we'll continue today's meditation. Thank you.
So we will continue our meditation. We'll watch a little talk for about 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes, and then we'll continue our meditation further.
The question today faces us is this: are we born on this earth to live, have our food, some insurances, and have some children, grandchildren, and then to die? It's something like animal's life, isn't it? What's so great of becoming a human being? So we understand one thing, that human beings have a capacity to do something great for the collective, for the people who are surrounding them, for the society in which they live. And this itself has given rise within us to this awakening that we have to find out a way and method by which we do things for the collective, for the rest of the world. It's very, very evident, this awareness, that we cannot live alone. There has to be some sort of a connection with the whole, and that we should find out that connection by which we can really spread the goodness, the virtuousness, the bliss of peace. Now, the main thing is that when we start doing any such work or any such social work or any such helpful work for the collective, we develop some sort of an ego within ourselves. It's a very common thing. Like I was a president of one of the organization in India called President of the Blind. And when they wanted to invite the governor, see, very prominent ladies of very high-ranking families, they had a big quarrel among themselves. Who is going to sit next to the governor? I was quite amazed at them, you see. I said, because you will be facing the blind, and blind can't see a governor from another person. And what is there to fight about this, that who is going to sit next to the governor? And it was so surprising that the fight became so severe that one could not find out any solution, so I used some humor to say, all right, what we will do, we'll put a big plank on top of the head of the governor, and some can sit like sparrows on one side and some can on the other side. And only with that kind of a humor I could neutralize their ideas, because even when they are so educated, they are well placed in life, they are very well off people, and they want to help others because they think that we must help the poor, the people who need our money or maybe our guidance, and they come out, give their time, money and all that, and they end up so stupidly about that social work. So it amounts to this, that when we try to help anyone, actually what do is to help ourselves. Because we can't bear it within ourselves, that's why we are trying to help another person. But the trouble is, the awareness of this is not there. And that's why people suffer from either the ego or some sort of a conditioning when they come closer to another society. Like any society, take it now. For example, I am now in British society, we can say, or English society. When I come here, immediately you have to adjust yourself to that society. For example, I wear this red mark. So everybody will laugh at you, make fun of you. Then you'll start wondering, what is this? And you'll just rub it off, you see? Because you'll think that something funny is happening. Like in India, if you go and if you put on lipstick in the villages, people will say, what's wrong with this lady? Why is she putting on lipstick? You see, it's not supposed to put there. So then everybody will laugh and see that this is something funny she's doing. And she will try then to adjust herself to their requirements, and that's how we get into our conditionings. So either when you are dealing with the society, you either develop your ego or you develop your superego or your conditioning. So what is the problem? Why do we develop these things? We should not. We should stand on our right. We should stand as we are. And we should see the whole world as a witness. So the problem is this, that when you deal with the society, you must know that you are the part and parcel of the whole. That everyone you see, whether he is English, Indian, or Arabic, are all part and parcel of one great being called God Almighty. And when these parts are not awakened, then they think they are separate and they fight among themselves. Or they condition each other, or they challenge the ego, and like that it goes on. But once they are aware about this collectivity, that they are part and parcel of the whole, they become one. They start moving in unison. Like in helium gas experiment, they have found out that when you start reducing the temperature of helium gas, all the molecules which were fighting with the heat just cool down, and they become so collective that their movement and everything goes in the same direction. Like the birds, they move according to the leader. In the same way, the movement starts. This happening has to take place within us when we talk that we have to have peace in this world, we have to have all the best things, and that people should live peacefully and happily. This is what we have to know, that human beings as they are require a transformation. Unless and until they transform to this new awareness of collectivity, they cannot adjust themselves to society, to another person. Also, you will see that you meet a friend, you say he's my friend, or you say he's my brother, or he's my sister. This my business starts coming, and you feel it's something very close relationship. But suddenly you discover that no, he's my enemy. And then you can become such enemies that you would not believe that you were ever friends, and that you will also expose the another person to such an extent that you are amazed at yourself. This happens to us because we do not know about the person with whom we are friendly, that he is also a part and parcel of the whole, and that we have to awaken that in him, that awareness, so that he realizes that we are all part and parcel of the whole.
So we'll start our meditation, the second round of meditation. We'll all close our eyes. Gently, not too tight. Sit in a very relaxed position. Loosen our body. Relax the arms and the legs. And take a deep breath. Breathe in very slowly. And hold the breath. Fill the chest. Hold it for a little while. And very slowly breathe out. Feel the tightness in your chest. And very slowly breathe out. And we'll do it a couple of times more. Now we can breathe normally. We try to balance the left and the right channels. We begin with the left channel first by putting our right hand towards the ground. So if you're sitting on a chair, just put your right hand towards the earth as if trying to place your palm flat on the floor. We bring our attention to the left palm. The right palm is down towards the floor. The left palm is on the lap, facing upwards. And we slowly bring our attention to the left palm. We are using the earth element to balance the energy on our left channel. See, here we can say in our heart 3 times, Mother Earth, please remove all the imbalances from my left channel. We'll say it 3 times. Just try to observe what you feel on your left palm. Make a mental note of it. Now we bring our right hand back on our lap, palm open, facing upwards. And next we balance the right channel by raising our left hand up, pointing the fingers towards the sky, palm facing backwards, elbow at about shoulder height. And now we're using the ether element to balance the energy on the right channel. So we slowly bring our attention to the right palm. The right side, the right channel gets heated up with all the activity, physical and mental. And more of mental in today's day and age. A lot of heat is produced on the right channel. So we exhaust this heat. Here we can say, Mother Energy, please remove all the heat and imbalances on my right channel. Mother Energy, please remove all the heat and imbalances from my right channel. Say it 3 times. Try to observe the right palm without thinking. We can bring our left hand down. We continue to keep the eyes closed. Gently, not too tight. Next, we put our left hand on the right hip. Left hand on the right hip. And slowly try to bring the attention to where the hand is. We'll play some light music and then try to settle the attention on each of the chakras as we move up. Mother energy, please remove all the distractions from my attention and make my attention steady. We'll say it 4 times. Mother energy, please remove all the distractions from my attention and make my attention steady. Now we put our left hand back on our lap. Now we move our right hand to the 3rd chakra, the Nabhi chakra, at the belly button, the navel. And Brad talked about peace. This is the center that helps us attain that peace inside of us. The inner peace that we talk about is a function of this 3rd chakra. So slowly bring the attention to where the hand is. Try to hold the attention at the 3rd chakra. Here we simply ask, Mother Energy, please bless me with peace and satisfaction. Next we move our right hand, place it in the middle of our chest. This is the heart chakra. This is the center of security inside of us. Insecurity drives aggression inside of us. We try to be protective of ourselves, our possessions, our relationships. We are insecure in them. With a healthy heart chakra, the insecurity goes away and is replaced with self-confidence. Not overconfidence, but self-confidence. And a belief in our own self. So here we say, Mother Energy, please remove all the fears and insecurities and let me be a confident person. We'll say it 4 times. Mother Energy, please remove all the fears and insecurities and let me be a confident person. Now we put our attention to the 5th chakra, right at the throat. So we'll put our index finger of the right hand right below the Adam's apple on the throat. That's the 5th chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra. And this is the chakra of collectivity that Brad was talking about. A person with a strong heart and with self-confidence, believe in himself or herself, is a collective person, is a unifier. They try to bridge any gaps. We want to be the person who is a unifier, brings our families and societies together and the world together. Here we can say, Mother Energy, please bless me with the power of collective consciousness. Let's say it 4 times. Mother Energy, please bless me with the power of collective consciousness. We move a hand to the forehead and put the ring finger of a right hand right in the middle of our forehead. Feel the pressure of the finger in the middle of our forehead. And slowly massage the forehead with the ring finger in a clockwise motion, circular clockwise motion, top, left, down and right. And here we say, I let go and I forgive. I let go and I forgive. I let go and I forgive. Next, we move our hand to the top of our head. Spread out the fingers nice and tight. Place the palm firmly on the top of your head. Try not to grip the head with your fingers. Spread them out. And very slowly massage the scalp in a clockwise motion, circular motion, left, front, right and back, 7 times. And here we can say, Mother Energy, please let me experience the joy of thoughtless meditation, 7 times. Mother Energy, please let me experience the joy of thoughtless meditation, 7 times. I will bring our right hand down. And if you can, continue to meditate for a few more minutes. We'll continue that meditation with our eyes closed, gently. Relax our body, relax the feet and the legs, the arms and the shoulders, the back and the spine. Relax the forehead and the eyebrows. Eyes shut gently and relax the face. And for those of you who have joined us from Shreveport at the library, it's about 12:30, so if you have to leave, you can slowly raise your energy 3 times, do the bandhan, the shield, 7 times, and end the meditation. The rest of us can continue for a few more minutes. I would like to thank all the participants at the Shreveport Memorial Library for taking the time this morning. If you're still getting thoughts, you can negate the thoughts by saying, not this. Very slowly in your heart, not this. Now let's rub our palms together and raise them to the heart level and try to observe. Start with the left palm first. Go around the entire palm, starting from the base of the palm to the thumb to the index finger in that direction. And watch each chakra. and then the middle of the palm. Now do the same on the right palm. And let's rub our palm one more time, and then get a general sense of what we are feeling in the two palms: cool, warm, or neutral. Now we raise our Kundalini 3 times, very slowly. Let the attention move from the base of the spine, the sacrum bone, to the 7th chakra as you move the hands. And then bring the attention down again to the 1st chakra. Move it again, the 2nd time, along the central channel, all the way to the 7th chakra at the top, and tie the knots. Do the same the 3rd time. And as you do the bandhan, the shield, try to put attention on each chakra as you go about it 7 times. How was your meditation? Good. Feeling quiet? How many of you were able to feel something in the palm? Anyone who did not feel anything in the palms? Yeah, everybody felt something. I'm supposed to be in the frame, I guess. Still getting used to that. Right. Quietness, thoughtlessness. How many were able to stay quieter? All of you were able to stay quieter. Anyone who was not able to stay quiet for at least short periods of time? Okay. Let's talk about it. If you're not able to. So it's very important to assess our own state of awareness, and that is a critical component of our growth through meditation. If we stop to reflect on ourselves, we stop growing. It's a very deep journey, but progress has to happen. We don't want to stagnate ourselves. Another thing I want to talk about is, Shimaji talked about the qualities of the 5th chakra, like that Brad introduced today, right? The collectivity. One thing he definitely did allude to is, the role of America in the world. The world is, he alluded to the world, talked about the world watching. He also alluded to it, the world following what happens. It's very important for us to recognize that whatever happens in this country, the rest of the world follows. And if we change our attention as a collective society, it'll change the world. It has a transformative effect. We may not see it within the next year, 2 years, or 3 years, but over the next 50 years, definitely so. So there's a very important role that you all play here, and it's the function of the fifth chakra. So what she was talking about, being aware of our role in the collective. What is collective? It could be simply, family of 3 or 4 people. That's a collective. Or your team at work, collective of 10 or 12 people. Or the society at large, right? The Dallas Metroplex area, 1.3 million people. The entire nation, 315 million odd people. The world, 7 billion people, right? So the collectivity, the definition, the scale changes, but the definition remains the same. Anytime there are 2 or more people, it becomes a collectivity. And this chakra plays a very important role in that. And that's what she was talking about, is being aware of the quality of the fifth chakra, that how am I expressing myself? How am I being received by the other person? Am I focusing on the positives or the negatives? Becoming aware of that. And we all know people that we've been around or talked to, they'll always complain about a problem, or complain about somebody else, or find faults with something that's not right. And that's where we need to change the way we do things, becoming aware. We are going to focus on the positives. We are going to focus on the strengths, the good things that are happening. And then if we are talking about things that are not right, we should be talking about solutions, not complain about the problems. How can it be fixed? And what is my role in fixing that, addressing that? And the most important thing as part of doing Sahaja Yoga is that our Kundalini is awakened. That makes our attention enlightened. So even if you cannot influence or do something about the problem directly, you can influence the solution through your attention, through your enlightened attention. And that is the power of this Kundalini. I cannot stop the war in Syria, but I can put my attention on the problem. And that attention starts to work at a much deeper level. And that's the power of an enlightened attention. Now imagine one person's enlightened attention versus 25 people's enlightened attention versus 25,000 people's enlightened attention versus 2.5 million people's enlightened attention. Now think about the strength and power of that enlightened attention. It starts to work. Right? So how do we work it? If you're concerned about something, you know you cannot do something about it yourself, go fix the problem yourself, write it in your left palm and just move your right hand around it. Don't think about the problem. Keep your attention in a state of thoughtlessness at the 7th chakra. And just move your right hand around it 7 times. What that means, what does that signify? What that signifies is you are offering the problem to the greater force of the divine to take care of. You have a desire for that problem to be fixed. And then those forces, those positive forces, start working on it. Try it, experiment with it, see how it works. It works amazingly. Next time you lose a key or cannot find your phone that is in a silent mode, try it out without getting frustrated. Or you're getting late to work and you cannot find your wallet and your driver license is in it. Try it. It works amazingly. That also helps control our reaction to the situation that has happened. And that also makes us a calmer person and deal with the situation a lot more. Or if you have a person on your team who bugs you, you can get into a shouting match or an email fighting match, or just put a bandhan for the problem. It works. It works. These are the subtle powers that start to grow inside of us. But we have to use them. We have to remember to use them. The problem is we forget to use them. We get into the heat of the moment and we react. We see that email and we like, right? So it's very important to start applying these things to our day-to-day life, right? Sahaja Yoga is a very practical thing. We just have to remember to use it and forget the old ways of doing things. Adopt the new ways of doing things. Any questions? All right. Thank you so much for coming. And those of you watching online, we're ending the session. Shreveport, if you're still watching, thank you for joining one more time.